Got my new ghillie suit. Well, it's not new, but actually don't know wearing this down in the railroad yard will scare a railroad worker or not. But I'll sure be out of sight. Yeah, I've noticed I've got about 12,000 new subscribers. So I was going to kind of go over a few things that the new subscribers may not know. But for 31, almost 32 years, I rode non-stop on freight trains. Let's see, let me get in here, then I'll get my camera set up. Well, I found a pretty nice little cove. Kind of at a breakwater back here. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, at first, when I started uploading videos to YouTube, I just needed a place to store them. Kind of just have them somewhere where they'd be. I had no idea that they would ever catch on. And that's kind of like the last thing I ever really wanted. You know, why I went out to ride the trains was to get away from society. I still really don't understand society. But now that next week I should hit 100,000 subscribers. I've got about 1,500 a day for the last 3 or 4 days. That one video titled Hobo Ride Selection has about 350,000 views in the last, probably 270,000 of that's been in the last 5 days. I think it's the thumbnail picture on it that's attractive, and somebody said it might be the algorithm too. I don't quite understand that. But, yeah, for 31 years, all I did was, as soon as I'd hop off a freight train, I'd work for a few hours, get my food and water, and hop right back on the train, ride it to the end of that line, and get off, do the same thing back on. I was doing, probably for 28 years, I was doing between 1,800 and 2,000 miles a week, riding just freight trains. Just non-stop. I mean, one side of the country to the other, to Canada, 14 states in Mexico, 8 provinces of Canada, just over and over and over and over and over. And I got to finally knowing certain businesses in each town I'd get off in. And most big towns, over 50,000 people, have day labor where you can work a day and get paid that same day. But in towns that don't have day labor, I just went door to door to businesses, and I found out that if you go to like a mechanic business or a restaurant type business, especially family owned ones, and knock on the back door or go in and ask for the manager and tell them you want to go out back where the dumpster is and scrub up the oil and all the, you know, the dumpster rotten juice that spills out of the dumpster, offer to clean that up. About half the time they'll let you do it. But yeah, they're towards the end. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, for about almost 30 years I drank, and I mean I drank a lot. But I haven't had anything to drink in about 6 years. Totally no way. They always say once an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. I think that's baloney, because I know I'll never take another drink again, and I don't ever crave a drink either. About 7 years ago, I ended up having my first esophageal varice. That's where the artery in your esophagus ruptures, and you, about a third of those people who have an esophageal varice die. They bleed out. But I had a platelet transfusion and a blood transfusion that first time it happened, and it saved my life. But I ended up in a nursing home for 4 months. Got out, got to drinking again. 8 months later, I was back in a nursing home again for about 5 months that time. The first time was in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. That 4 months I spent at the nursing home there. 8 months later, I went to Our Lady of the Lake Hospital in Baton Rouge. That was with my second esophageal varice. And they sent me to Plaquemine Care across the Mississippi River in Plaquemine, Louisiana. That's the second nursing home I was at for about 5 months. But I'm trying to throw a spider out. But I lived through that one too, but ever since then I haven't never touched a drop since. But the damage is done, so now I'm really having to watch even what I take in my body, just because the liver has to deal with everything, no matter if it's good or bad that you take in your body. So I'm taking milk thistle, dandelion root tea. The biggest thing is keeping my daily medication, especially my Biktarvy. Biktarvy is another medicine that has saved my life. I'm pretty transparent. You'll notice that the new subscribers as you get to know me. But yeah, that Biktarvy saved my life. But now I'm on 3 different blood pressure medicines: propranolol, atenolol, and metoprolol, I believe. And that's because my liver's so scarred up that blood flow is impeded through the liver. So, and that's called portal hypertension. And so, because of the COVID, I can't get in and have the ultrasound, CT scan done. They're wanting to either do a transplant here in the next couple of years, or do what's called a portal artery bypass surgery, where they reroute blood around the liver so your heart doesn't have to pump so hard to get blood through the liver. That's what's causing my hypertension. But so far that medication is just like keeping me borderline. But if I don't take it, I run like 185 over 115 as far as my blood pressure. It's been high enough where they had to give me a sodium blocker. It got up to like 190 over 130. I mean, that's like flirting with an aneurysm or stroke. Yeah, in just the last 10 or 11 months, my videos have done well enough that almost every month I get a check from AdSense, Google AdSense. And I kind of got to back up again. My first apartment out of 31 years of riding was about a year and a half ago. I stayed in the VA and HUD helped me get in a subsidized apartment downtown here. My health had kind of taken a turn for the worse, so I had to settle down, get off the rails, and get well. But about 11 months ago, my videos got to making money to the point where I wasn't getting my disability anymore. So now I'm not on anything, and it feels great to not have to be on any kind of subsidy or welfare or anything like that. Because while I was out traveling, every now and then, if I couldn't find work, I had to get on like food stamps, but not very often. I actually did pretty well traveling where I didn't have to get on any kind of welfare like that. Even though I drank like a sailor, I still managed to keep my, what do they call it, a manageable alcoholic. Yeah, I can even walk by a bar and it don't bother me at all. It doesn't make me want to have a drink or anything. And just recently I quit chewing, but I quit chewing for about 4 months, but every now and then I'll have, starting about 2 months ago, I'll take a little tiny pinch, just to kind of ward off the heebie-jeebies for nicotine. But I'm still doing really well with that. Maybe a can and a half a week. And then sometimes I'll try that snooze, that tobacco-free stuff. But I kind of got off subject there. 4 months ago, I managed to move to a nicer apartment. It's not HUD, it's not subsidized. I do it all myself, and it's right here on the lake. This lake is in my backyard, and I went from a 400 square foot apartment to a 1,350 square foot apartment. But the thing is, my rent at the other place was $225 a month because it was subsidized depending on my monthly income. And I had to report my income change, so my rent went up to $731 at that place, and that place wasn't worth no $731 a month. So that's the main reason I moved here. And now I got more freedom. I don't have anybody breathing down my neck. And I got a place to come when I get sick. But anyway, yeah, I'm fixing to take another ride next week. I thought it was going to be this weekend, but I had a couple of things come up. Tuesday, day after tomorrow, I got to go to Greenville and go to a hepatologist there, a new hepatic doctor, liver doctor. But also about 4 months ago, I took a medication treatment called Epclusa. And it cured my hepatitis C. I had hepatitis C for about 28 years, 29 years, and within 3 months, I was cured of that 100%. And every year I still go in and have a test done just to make sure it's not come back, and that alone there saved my life too. But I'm kind of doing this video to kind of show my new subscribers, since I got so many lately, kind of my background. You know, somebody had made a comment that I'm wearing new clothes, they don't look worn, I couldn't be a hobo. You know, when you quit drinking, I mean, this ain't the Great Depression anymore. Anybody can afford a pair of pants and a pair of boots. I don't know who that person was that left that comment, but anyway, yeah, I didn't bring my fishing pole. I didn't have my license. I don't want to get caught with get a ticket. But anyway, let me try to get back across the lake. I see a bunch of dark clouds moving in. Yeah, I just heard they were gonna let about 20 foot of water out of the lake here, actually starting Labor Day. So I guess tomorrow they're gonna start slowly letting some water out. They said getting it ready for the winter. They just got the lake up. It was down for 7 years for dam repair. And when I first moved here, the water was just starting to come up. And I don't think it's going to quite go out to where it was during dam repair. Maybe 10 foot above that. But this water is a good 30 foot higher. I think somebody's over there where I was. Yeah, that's where I was. I bet them bass are good over there in that cove. That's that sign. That's that little cove I was in. Now I'm fixing to go inside and show you guys my new place. I think I probably still stay out on the road longer than I stay at this, I call it my home base. But see how close my apartment is. Just, well, the trees are in the way, but right about there. I'll go up there and get some video. Yeah, I had a cool subscriber sent me that raft about 4 months ago. Well, when I first moved in here. And then another subscriber sent me a little electric trolley motor. But I've got the little mount for it on order, but it's going to take a while before it comes in. But it's a little mount that goes on the back of the raft, and then you put the electric trolley motor on that and the battery down in there. That way you don't have to paddle. But yeah, a subscriber, he said that he kept this on his big boat for like emergencies in case the big boat sank. But I think he said he sold the big boat and didn't need this anymore, and it was just lying around, so he gave it to me. Already got a couple of my railroad stickers on it. But anyway, yeah, that's a nice little raft. Can't believe how big it is. And it really doesn't go down in the water too much when you get in it, maybe an inch. But yeah, let me go on up to the apartment and give you guys a tour. Alright, up here at the apartment. Yeah, there's the lake, there's the docks we were just at. Boy, that's one heck of a hill there. Whew. Getting that raft up that. Anyway, yeah, I can't see well enough to drive, so I gotta have a bike, and I barely see good enough to ride that. But got my fishing tackle and everything there. Won't fit in the trunk. Alright, this is downstairs. A G scale. And this is, a couple of years ago I ran a 5K, 3 or 5K race on Thanksgiving with a friend of mine's son. Got that little award. Just showed some of my railroad stuff. These are actually shower curtains, but they work great just for putting on the wall. Now, of course, nobody in that room. Let me get the light on here. If I can find the switch. Yeah, Larry, a friend of mine, got me this G-scale grain car for my birthday in July. These are HO scale in the background. Yeah, this various stuff subscribers have sent me kind of help decorate my place. Yeah, that's a railroad yard from way up high. I guess a drone picture. There's that cat again. That's like the 5th time that cat has come in my apartment. Restroom there. Now that shower curtain serving a purpose there. There's some railroad stickers. There's that bathroom. There's my keyboard. Kind of hard to play because about 3.5 years ago I fell off a train in Kansas and there, go on. There's some little N-scale switch engines. Now I got these at Hobby Lobby. They were like $8. The little loop wall decor. You get the light on in the hall. Different like heritage locomotives. I still hadn't gotten frames for them. They're kind of an odd. Here's an old scale 1952 switch engine. Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe. And there's my Norfolk Southern black horse. Stuffed animal somebody sent me. Now, I made this myself. It had a picture of a flower in it, and I took a a calendar photograph and put inside. Then my friend Eric sent me that coffee table. It looks just like an old railroad baggage cart. Got that Hobby Lobby too. There's my plant. When I first come to Tennessee, it was about 5 inches tall, and that thing is just grown all the way out to the end here. There's some other knick-knacks, railroad stuff. There's my wind charger, phone charger. All my other railroad stuff. I really hadn't quite found a place for it yet. Now I just hung these. These are little placards of Emperor of the North. It tells about the frame of the movie. They're like movie promotional. There's the fight at the end of the movie between Shaq and A number 1. And a subscriber sent me this. This is actually a painting or a watercolor of all the heritage engines, Norfolk Southern. That's a 17 by 37 frame. It took forever to find one for it. Yeah, I got these 6 Emperor of the North poster cards for like $17. I guess the guy thought he was going to make a lot more. And this is some other stuff subscribers have sent. A lot of it is stuff I've got too. This is probably my favorite thing somebody's given me. It's a railroad spike made into me. There's my bucket, my backpack. And on the back of the couch here we got another, it's like a little throw, Norfolk Southern Locomotive throw. I just hung that. Then down the hall here, there's all my Sioux Line railroad. Well, there's a Clintfield. There's an old skill, old crummy, old caboose. Yeah, I got this big ring holder thing, Hobby Lobby. There's all my bird feeders. And, oh, that's going to look backwards, but my other ride is an old train. Sorry, this is the only morning I didn't make my bed. Yeah, I just moved that shelf in here so I could hang those heritage engines frames. Yeah, that's a shower curtain too. And a friend Eric in Illinois sent me the Star Wars Locomotive. And had this made on glass when I was in Brit. And the same people who see, I got sidetracked, sent that motor. I'm just kind of letting them know too that I have that mount. It's just on order, so I can stick that trolley motor on. But anyway, that's it. Oh, let's go to the back porch. Yeah, this is quite a difference from a boxcar. Quite a difference. Yeah, I just realized, boy, them birds sure eat a lot. But there's the lake. It's a pretty big patio. I think it needs some Thompson water seal on it. But yeah, this is home base for like when I'm not feeling well. But I kind of would like to see somebody else ride 32 years and not have to have a place to call home eventually. But now after this clip is me in that ghillie suit when Ken comes in. But anyway, I thought I'd let all the new subscribers know kind of a little background. Anyway, and I appreciate you subscribing. Again, yeah, next week I'm going to take off again. Not quite sure where to go yet, but I'll go the first thing smoking. Alrighty, thanks for subscribing and hope you enjoyed the video. The next one's going to be Ken getting off the school bus and me hiding in the closet in the ghillie suit. Alright, hey, this is my new ghillie suit. Little Ken's fixing to get off the school bus. He doesn't know I have this thing yet. And he's coming over to do his homework. And he usually just comes in if I don't answer the door. And I'm going to hide in the closet and come out like a zombie Sasquatch and see what kind of reaction we can get from Ken. Here he comes. Here he comes. I'm a jellyfish man. I feed off of you with my Spanish moss tentacles. They dissolve your flesh. That's all. I don't even have to chew you. My tentacles will dissolve your flesh. Tentacle man. Get some leg first. Yup, 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 yup. Like a boxed jellyfish man. Did it freak you out? You know what this is? Called a ghillie suit. Yeah. Hey, I was recording you. You wanna watch it? Yeah. All right. I thought you were gonna do a different reaction at first. Whoa, one more thing. Whoa, that ghillie suit's warm wearing it. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Ken, the kid in the last frame that came in the room when I was in the ghillie suit, his mom, Carla, I met Carla through a train riding friend's girlfriend about 10 years ago, and I met Carla through them, and we've known each other for almost 10 years now. And up until I moved here, every time I'd come through East Tennessee on the train, I'd get off and she'd usually take me out to eat, let me wash clothes, and stay a couple of days, and then I'd be on my merry way. But I've known Ken since he was a baby, probably 5 or 6 weeks old, and his older brother Brandon I've known, well, the same almost 10 years, since he was like 5 years old. So I know the family really well, and they've kind of been a lifesaver many times, especially when in my latter riding, when I kept getting sick. She always found me a place that I could rest up for a couple of days and get something to eat. But she's been really instrumental, and so have the boys. They've been probably the biggest part of my life while I was traveling than anybody has. But anyway, that was Ken, the youngest, in that last video strip. But that, I just figured I'd let you know in case you was wondering if that was my kids or not. I'll tell that story in a later video maybe. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I had to put some of the things on my refrigerator, railroad things. Yeah, I couldn't believe I actually found this. That was my MOS in the Army, 67 Victor, helicopter mechanic. Yeah, I went to Fort Dix, New Jersey for my basic training. Then I was supposed to go to Fort Eustis, Virginia, 21 weeks for my AIT, but they actually switched it on me and sent me to Fort Rucker, Alabama. That was for my AIT, and it was for scout helicopter repair, and it was mostly like cosmetic stuff, but I did some stuff like the hydraulics and just basic checkup stuff. Sikorsky, but just most of the general like scout helicopters. But yeah, I actually thought that was a sticker at first I was going to put on my bucket, but it's one of the magnets. But yeah, I don't know if, let me show my bucket to the new subscribers. Yeah, carrying a bucket is so universal. You can wash clothes in it. You put a couple of rocks down in there to agitate it with. It's a good step ladder. Get up in boxcars. It's a good seat. Yeah, that's the sticker. I thought it was kind of like that one. It would go on plastic. Yeah, that was pretty old there. I can't wait to see what the new CP KCS sticker looks like, or logo. And my two most frequented states. Born in Texas, but spent a lot of 33 trips to Alaska. And there's a lid to it. It's one of them swivel lids that turns. And for my birthday a year and a half ago, that friend that got me the Star Wars train, he got me that Yeti bucket. But it's so handy. You keep your food in it, your like medicine and stuff you need to get at without having to go through your backpack. Anyway, I just thought I'd add that to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed, and again, thanks for subscribing. bit. I'm really rusty. Yeah, just when I think I've kind of covered all the basic ground, I think of something else. This is for all the new subscribers that don't quite know the background, but about 4.5 years ago, I contracted the histoplasmosis. That took me like 5 or 6 months to figure out how to pronounce the word even, but if you Google it, it'll explain it better to you than I could. But it's called histoplasmosis, HYS something. But that's what caused my vision to be so bad. I can pretty much get by silhouettes. I can't see street signs or anything. That's why I can't get a driver's license. I wear readers, the +7 that you have to special order because pharmacies only sell +3.75, I think. But that's how I basically see my phone, and it's right at between a 4 and 5 inch window that I can see my phone. Now, prescription glasses, they help a little bit with my peripheral vision, but that's about all. And that's mostly things that are beyond 100 foot. I mean, after that, it gets a little bit better wearing the glasses. I thought they would help a lot, but they really don't. So getting by up close, it doesn't really matter if I wear the prescription glasses. And also in 1999, I had an aneurysm in my right inner ear that caused me to go completely deaf in that right ear. And when I was little, I had like 2 and 3 years old, I had tubes in my ears because I always had bad earaches when I was a little tot, and that kind of did a lot of damage to my ear, both ears. But my left ear, I got about 45% loss in the only good ear I have. But yet, I've ridden freight trains so dang long, I could practically do it blindfolded and with earmuffs on. But I see just well enough to get by. But had my vision not been bad, I wouldn't have fell off. I misjudged getting off a freight train in Kansas. I misjudged the distance, the depth, stepping down. And I tried pushing my body away from the tracks, on the track, and got my 2 fingers and part of my hand run over. And then a year and a half ago, in December, I got off a freight train about 4 in the morning, dark. I thought I didn't see a car crossing the road and got hit. They completely rebuilt my right elbow. I had to be sent to Roanoke, Virginia to have that surgery. It took them 5 days to find a surgeon to do that surgery, but there's 27 pieces of hardware in that arm where I got hit. And of course, there for a good 4 or 5 months, I was practically bedridden after getting hit by that car. They was estimating it was doing 35 to 40 miles an hour when I got hit. Somehow I miraculously made it through that. But yeah, it kind of covers that why I can't see. But yeah, I got this at a thrift store. There's like a Good Samaritan thrift store, $60. It's one of the, what's it called, Alpina bicycle. Yeah, Alpina 503. Not bad, and I didn't have to put new tires or anything, and I didn't have to tune it up. The brakes and the gears and everything worked on it. And I can put if I go to the store, I'm going to put groceries in the saddlebags. But I got to be real careful because my eyes are bad, and so bad that I can barely go jogging speed riding that bike because the new territory. But the more I ride that bike to the store, the more familiar I'm getting with where the potholes and bumps and signs and stuff are. So I do a little bit better time-wise each time I take the bike. But dollar store is about a mile up, and the Roadrunner gas station, I don't know, 3 miles down. But I go to the dollar store a lot. It's not too bad going uphill. But anyway, I thought I'd throw that in. Oh, there's that cat. I thought maybe it was in my apartment still. That's the neighbor's cat that I can't even leave the door open without it coming in all the time.